Hi, I'm Justin and welcome to Just Shaves. For this video, I want to do a product spotlight and review of the Blackland Blackbird, which is one of my favorite razors overall at the moment. I currently have two. The first one I have is the Blackland Blackbird Titanium. This particular razor is the number one razor in my den. It's the MVP. Overall, it ends up weighing about 54 grams, which is definitely on the lighter side, kind of in between aluminum and stainless steel. What makes the Blackbird so special is really the high efficiency it gives, while also somehow managing to avoid damaging your skin. So, way it's designed, it kind of has a fixed angle that's built into it through the top cap, and it has a pretty high blade exposure. The blade exposure is going to be I think just 0.01, which is going to be on the heavier end of things in terms of how far the blade's sticking out. The blade gap, however, is on the moderate side, so the blade gap's going to be 0.58 millimeters. That, coupled with the angle that's fixed into the Blackbird, really allows you to get a really efficient shave while somehow, kind of directing the blade right at the top of your hair, but away from your skin. So this is just absolutely one of my favorites. I have a lot of razors that I like, but this one kind of fills its own role, which is, giving me the closest possible shave without getting irritation. I mentioned in other videos, I like having at least one option that's going to give me a really close shave, and then another option for milder days. The razor I'm going to turn to for milder days, I think that there's a ton of razors that can kind of feel that role. But this is the one that's going to give me the highest efficiency without causing any harm to my skin. Now, I've used plenty of other razors that are going to have similar efficiency. I haven't encountered one that has more efficiency, but the ones I've used that have been similar, first one that comes to mind is the RazorRock Lupo 95. Again, I really love that razor, got me as close to this, but after my shaves, I'd always have some burning and irritations, specifically in the back of my neck. This one allows me to leave my shaves avoiding all of that. I think a huge part of that's going to be with the weight. Mentioned before with lighter razors that there's less gravity and just kind of takes some of the pressure off of the razor itself, and allows you to kind of get similar efficiency without getting too much irritation or damage to your skin. So this is tippity top of my den. The other one I wanted to spotlight was the batch one. This is the Bronze Bird. So exact same geometry, exact same Blackbird, but this one's made out of solid bronze and is polished. So I bought this one after I already realized how much I like this titanium one. I kind of just wanted to have a little bit of variety to it as well. If you missed out on either the bronze or even the brass bird that was offered a couple years ago, you can still go with the stainless steel option. The weight's going to be very similar to stainless steel, so the overall functionality, you're going to get pretty close to it with the stainless steel. This one comes in at 88 grams versus the 94 grams of the stainless steel, which, again, I think if you have a blindfold on, you're probably not picking up on that weight difference necessarily. Functionally, the only real difference is with bronze, it's able to retain heat a little bit better. So if you're the type that wants to put your razor in warm water so you have that warm sensation against your skin, this is going to do that better than stainless steel. But aside from that, they're really identical razors. Again, with this one, same thing, like the angle's built in. We have the same high level of efficiency. With the bronze, versus the titanium, the real difference is just going to come down to the weight. Same, you can replace this one with stainless steel and do the comparison this way. You're going to end up actually getting an identical shave, assuming you're using them in a similar fashion. Main takeaway is to get that same shave. This one, you're going to want to use a really light touch, as you would with most heavy razors. You don't want to apply too much pressure over and above what the razor is already doing. This one's going to be different. You're going to want to use a firm hand and apply just a little bit of pressure. Not a lot, but just enough to make up for the weight differential. So part of the change here is just going to be with the technique. Like, you're going to hold it the same way, but with the titanium, it's going to be intuitive when you're using it. Like, you can kind of tell that when you're using a really light hand on a light razor, it's not really going to be getting the job done. But once you use a firm hand, apply a little bit of pressure, you're going to end up getting the same shave closeness. Now, I think this one, you're going to end up leaving the shave with possibly less irritation. But this one, you know, surprisingly, despite its efficiency, despite its weight, I still end up leaving with very minimal irritation. So this one minimally irritates my skin. This one doesn't at all. In terms of smoothness, like the geometry is the exact same. I would give the nod for smoothness to the heavier razor. Just again, with this one, you have to use a firm hand and apply a little bit of pressure. This one, you don't have to do that at all. You can kind of just let the razor glide. In terms of the finish, my titanium finish on this one is going to be satin finish. This one's going to be polished. I also have the stainless steel Osprey and the machine finish. Like that one as well. I don't think the finish makes that big of a difference. I think it's kind of cosmetic. This one kind of feels really cool on your hand and feels really slick. But I think the shave, you're going to get pretty close to the same shave. Now, would I be quick to recommend this razor to each and every person? Like, I don't think it's it's not a silver bullet razor that's going to work for everyone, but it's going to work for people that are chasing the same things that I'm looking for, which is high efficiency shave with minimal irritation to your skin. Now, there's going to be some people out there that shave 7 days a week and don't care about getting the closest efficiency, or if you don't like having blade feel, this is going to have quite a bit of blade feel, even though it doesn't irritate your skin. So it's not going to be for everyone. Some people are going to want, an overall smoother shaving razor, even if it means it doesn't cut quite as close. That's perfectly fine. But if you're chasing efficiency and you don't want to damage your skin, I haven't encountered anything that works quite like this one. Another thing to think about as well is they also come with the light plate option and an open comb option. Open comb is going to give you just a little bit more efficiency. We'll be able to kind of navigate the lather that's on your head a little better. But that said, look at the lather channels on this one. I haven't had any issues with it clogging at all. The light plate option is going to feel similar, but the gap's even smaller, the exposure's less. So when you're still using it, it still has the blade feel, still picks up hairs, but it just doesn't cut quite as close. It's almost like it's going through the motions, but it's leaving just a little bit more hair behind. And when it's doing that, you're going to be at risk of having even less irritation. So some people love that as their smooth, comfortable option, but I think what makes this with the standard plate so special is that rare combination of efficiency yet softness on the skin. So with that, I would in a heartbeat recommend this razor as one of the tops in my den. And I like having the bronze one as well. I'm keeping both of these. I get the exact same shave results. This one, I have to just be mindful of the amount of weight I'm putting onto it, but it's going to give me that same exact shave, maybe with a little bit more irritation, but significantly less than what I would have expected for the amount of efficiency I'm getting. And with that, I'll pause the video right here and then I'll jump right into a head shave with the bronze one. All right, I'm back and all lathered up. Again, Bronze Blackbird, Workshop Batch 1. I have a fresh Persona Lab blue blade in here. Doesn't feel like I got the best lather today, but again, no issues for the Blackbird. It just moves through whatever's in front of it. And I might even be able to call this one short and just do a one-pass shave today. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go a little bit slower and make sure I don't miss any spots. So, ton of blade feel, you're constantly aware of where the blade is. Shane from Blackland kind of swears by that to help guide you during the shave, to make sure not irritating your skin too badly or leading to cuts and nicks, but I really think he was onto something. And a ton of blade feel, but it doesn't feel like the blade itself is like scraping against my skin. It's almost like it's cutting the hairs off at the closest possible point without touching my skin. So the price is definitely a factor, especially if you're looking at the titanium. Titanium goes for like around $340 US. I got mine during the sale they did this past November, but again, it's still pretty significant dollars. Stainless steel goes for around $200, assuming you don't get one of the polish finish. The polish finish, I think, adds like $80 to it or so. So I got one little nick right there. Didn't even feel that one happen. I'm gonna quickly lather up the back of my head one more time. And switch over to the wall mirror. Giving myself better lathers to work with, but this is gonna do just fine. As I mentioned, this razor does look at how much came off of just that one quick pass. Even though this razor does a good job of being really soft on your skin by the end of the shave, you still need to be very mindful what you're doing and be patient, because the Blackbird can and will bite you if your technique is off. But if you're paying attention, doing all the right things right, it will reward you. And this isn't like, you know, just removing the bulk of my hairs, it's getting everything. So, like I was saying, I might just be able to call this a one pass and good. I'll rinse in just a moment and see if there's anything I missed, but I might just be calling this an early night. Yeah. So, quick head rinse. Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly, I might just be calling this good for today. Did get one little nick, and looks like I missed a couple spots right there. User error, blame myself and not the razor for that, and I missed a spot right there as well. So much for that plan. I'll just quickly relather those areas. So one little weeper that I wouldn't have even noticed if I didn't see it. So I'm guessing I must have already had a bump there though. I'll skip around that really quickly, but yeah, with that, I think I'm gonna call that good. Again, I can't say enough great things about the Blackland Blackbird. Might not be for everyone, but again, if you're looking for a really close shave, minimal irritation, I think this one's worth checking out. Regardless of the metal types, I think you can make either the titanium or stainless steel work for you. It's just a matter of the learning curve and adjusting to the different weights. But with that, signing off and calling this one a job well done. Till next time.